Well, I know that since Lance Armstrong no longer races in the Tour de France, that most of you haven't followed the race, but you should. There's an American team in the race called Team Garmin Chipotle. They have had a busy week. We take you back to Monday, stage 3. Will Frischkorn of Charlottesville, Virginia, makes a strong push, finished the stage in second place. Then you move along to Tuesday. His teammate, David Millar, strong performance in the individual time trials. He would finish in second place. As you take a look at Team Garmin Chipotle and where they stand currently in the Tour de France, you can see the team overall with a fairly strong performance. Why are we pushing this team so hard? Well, Tim Neverett has more.
While Team Garmin Chipotle is pedaling way beyond expectations at this year's Tour de France, the last thing on their mind is their gear. That's where another Boulder-based company, Pearl Izumi, comes into play. Pearl Izumi is the world's foremost line of technical performing sports apparel and is the outfitter of Team Garmin Chipotle. Because both are based in Boulder, interaction comes easily and innovations come often.
The really great thing about having Colorado-based sponsors is that we're here in Colorado, that you know, we can just drive down the road and start to talk with one another, that we don't have to do this via BlackBerry or email or whatnot, that the human interaction of discussing ideas and brainstorming, I think, is so much more valuable than trying to drop a schematic sometimes and sending the PDF. So what if you put this membrane on just the jersey?
With Alan, you've got a brilliant, creative individual who's very hands-on. The guy can actually sit down at a sewing machine and mock things up. So he can come in and work with our advanced development and prototype team, and we can immediately start to execute and try new ideas.
Yeah, that's totally perfect. What we can do when they warm up is actually trick the system. We can put like a very cold ice wrap around their whole entire back, which keeps their core really cool. And as they exercise, they can still warm up their legs without getting any kind of that thermal drift. And so for the first 10-15 minutes of the race, they have a significant advantage in terms of how much more work they can do.
Just pulled on an ice jacket there, but it's not quite that cold, but he wants to get nice and warm, get that body warmed up and hot, ready to leave the start house.
I mean, it's really unique having a relationship with a company like Pearl where it's very professional, but at the same time, it's familial and casual. It's familial and casual enough that I can come in here with an idea and we can actually play around, you know, and that they're willing to listen and help us innovate and do things that end up making better products for the athletes.
With the speed suit, we developed maybe 8 versions with different features. We have strategic placement of fabric on the shoulders, and also here at the thigh. In the wind tunnel, we were able to determine pretty quickly, you know, where the best placement was for the speed sensor fabric. The texture of the fabric works kind of like a golf ball does when it spins through the air. It creates a turbulence in the air around the fabric, so it creates space so that the body can move without turbulence through the air, so it makes it more aerodynamic. We will have to make not only a regular slipstream speed suit, but also a national champ just in case, so we have to cover all bases, which is why we have to make those custom here. And so we have a team of about 4 people who are working around the clock right now to make sure those guys all have exactly what they need for the tour.
Slipstream actually had a very exciting opportunity with a new title sponsor. So when this airs, that news will be public, and that'll actually be Garmin Chipotle presented by H3O. So that great news for the team meant a super short lead time for us to produce the suits here in our facility, and then we'll literally hand deliver those to the team right before the start of the tour in France.
Well, here we have Vande, the American, the team leader of the new squad, Garmin Chipotle, only 2 seconds off that.
It's great for worker productivity because, you know, we've got everybody watching the race and looking at, you know, the online feeds and streaming video. So maybe it's not the greatest thing there, but it's a huge from a morale perspective.
Oh yeah, it's emotional, and you know, we all stay glued to television screens and computer screens when they're racing. You know, they become your team, and so yeah, you shed the tears, and you know, you hurt when they crash, and you're with them all the way, and it makes all the work definitely worth it.
I mean, what we do is really try and make performance apparel that helps athletes perform better. So this is seeing it, the opportunity to see it at the highest level. People love the outdoors here, and we're outdoor focused. So I think we're able to hire people that with a like-minded focus because, you know, we're here in one of the best places to live. And we do kind of go out of our way to promote that. You know, locker rooms, showers, storage for everyone's bikes, those types of things. And we kind of like to say, rather than, you know, how can you find time to ride at lunch, or how can you afford to get out and ride at lunch or run at lunch? You know, our kind of motto is, how can you afford not to?
We get here, and then you know you're going to have a nice, hard 1-hour lunch ride, and so it really kind of breaks your day up.
Thank you. Have a great day.
So at lunchtime, we just send out an email saying wheels up at 12:15. And so we get anywhere from 6 to 20 guys that'll go out for a lunch ride.
Product testing?
Product testing.
12:15 every day.
12:15 every day.
You get back to the desk kind of invigorated, inspired to, you know, work hard. A lot of great people that work here.
Put my arms up in the air.
We're serious about making performance gear for people that run and ride, and we don't use it ourselves and embrace that. You know, we're nuts.
Well, it's amazing, the people there that obviously love their job, and the details that go into the uniforms. It's the game within the game. Everything matters. Anything to trim a second matters.
I was glad there was plenty of time on that story, because I took a spin around downtown, got back, was able to change and sit back down. It was great.
You don't know, he's still wearing his bike shorts. I don't think you want to see that.
TV
though.
magic.